How you guys doing? This is very important in reference to history and the facts of information of who I am and who my parents are. And my shoulder still hurts. My arm hurts too. And no, I have not received any compensation yet. And it's like hurts right in here too. But anyways, in reference to the information of government kidnapping me from my mother and father's mansions, the first day they ever kidnapped me, they have to be charged for trying to put me in harm's way. Another thing of importance, in reference to government confusing people of my birth identity and who my biological parents are, the government has to be charged for putting me in harm's way. There have been people that have tried to murder me, as these people have tried to call me Mark Ray all these years, even when my mother, Doris Duke, had had court cases against these government people, even back in the 80s. You know, the government has put me in harm's way. The government themselves and their branches of government have tried to murder me. The government had to admit fault 100% that they were involved in the murder of my parents. The government has to admit that they are mishandling this situation. And obviously, a situation of government misrepresenting my identity is attempted murder. The government is trying to defraud me, is what the government is trying to do. They're trying to steal my birth value, the value of which, my parents had made trust funds for me. The government's got to be charged for labor crimes and satellite abuses, and the government allowing satellite controllers to be terrorizing my life. That is harm's way. They know satellites cause injury. There has been government history of government people misrepresenting my identity and them misrepresenting my biological parents, meaning they're not representatives of my parents. These government people know they are not. But they're misrepresenting the information of the Treasury, which these government people have had access to Treasury information and news media information. So, in reference to the government trying to enslave me, government injuring me, and me having injuries with my left arm and shoulder, and the government injuring my face, the government has put me in harm's way. They've had government agents that have grabbed me and sexually and physically assaulted me. There's been government agents that have shot at me. I have a clean record. These activities is all these dirty government people trying to claim that they were the good guys when they're factually the bad guys. My parents did not owe these people nothing. My father had loaned money to the American government back in, the 60s and 70s or something? And possibly even before. But the activity of government refusing to give me my lawsuit monies, as if they were trying to pick me off as their way of not paying me the lawsuit monies. That is treason. That's why court cases open and close every day in reference to any incidents, any satellite abuse, any activities of any kind of government or anybody harassing me or abusing me. And government blocking me from my mother and father's mansions, that's putting me in harm's way. Government blocking me from my revenues of the companies. These people, it even says on the Treasury documents of my mother and father's estates that I'm not supposed to have to fight nobody. I'm the only child, I'm the only legal right person, and I'm the only child. And I'm the owner of my mother and father's estates. And anybody trying to make up any of their concerns, slandering my behavior, I've never acted crazy. I've never done nothing strange. I don't do weird shit. And somebody had tried to say one of these government men, when they had grabbed me, was trying to make up crazy shit. That man has to get arrested. He has to be interrogated for why he made up this shit and why they damaged my teeth. So they damaged my teeth to try to make up lies. That means they had been physically in contact with my anatomy, and they must get arrested. And their satellite controllers must get prosecuted too. But look at the information in reference to value in harm's way. My parents even had standard financial living documents. How much money I was supposed to have access to. What properties I was supposed to have access to. Things I was supposed to be doing. Traveling between one mansion to the next. Traveling state to state. being in movies, being in television shows, being in music, being at the headquarters of the companies sometimes. And then these government people had damaged my teeth like they thought that they were relatives of my parents or something. These people are not relatives of my parents. I'm the only child. I'm the closest person to my biological parents. All these people that have tried to play these misrepresentations is activities of government being troublemakers, liars. These people wanted to make up lies trying to call somebody crazy so they could steal their sperm, so they could fuck up their teeth. Why'd they mess up my teeth? This man claimed that he thought he was a better dentist than me. He claimed he thought he was a better dentist than my parents. And he thought he was a better dentist than my real dentist that worked for my parents. Government's got to go into court. And the government has put me in harm's way in reference to them refusing to give me my lawsuit monies. And them blocking me from my trust funds. They have put me in harm's way in reference to not having a girlfriend. Meaning they're blocking phone calls from friends of mine. They've been doing this shit for over 22 years, even longer. That's creating an estrangement that they're trying to make up. We need to see the profile of every single one of these people that claim they were profiling me. We want it on record. We want to see it. We want people to see what kind of shit they wrote, slandering my character. Everything they tried to write, everything that they said, all the monies they intercepted, all the letters they intercepted, money some of these people was holding on to. These people that have damaged my teeth, people that have been stealing millions of dollars of my money. They've consistently put me in harm's way when I've had to go to jobs and work, when the government was trying to pick me off, or the government was trying to murder me in between leaving the house to go to work or coming back. The activity of government trying to murder me in stores or businesses. I have a clean record. You can't blame me for nothing. I'm the good guy, not the bad guy. If you're trying to call me the bad guy, let's see it on paper what you're trying to say. Or make a video about it. You're trying to call me the bad guy? And this government man said he didn't know who I am. But then they looked at the profile of these other people. They're not the same race or religion that I am. They don't look the same as I do. There's nobody in this country that looks exactly like me. Not anywhere. They need to get photographs of their impersonators or the people they tried to confuse me with that are criminals. And the courts and people need to see what these people look like that they tried to confuse me with. And my DNA is one of a kind. These other people's DNA is not one of a kind. So in reference to harm's way and financial crimes of government and the fact of discrimination, there's even Treasury documents that says don't discriminate against me. Meaning it says don't refuse me my lawsuit monies. There's even documents they had to start paying, within 24 hours? And they've never paid. There's all kinds of certain things, because they tried to do that to my father. When my father had court cases against the government, they tried to play the runaround game or something. You know, this is very important in reference to the history of things. These government people and their accusations, they must get prosecuted. The Royal Protocol of My Identities in the Media, 24 hours a day. It's a very important document of who I am and who my parents are and what I'm the owner of. It's never signed, never, never gave, never, never sold, never, not ever going to, not never, no matter who anybody is. So, in reference to the government blocking me from my mother and father's mansions, of which I grew up in those mansions, then the government kidnapped me, there has to be court cases. And the fact of government delaying me from receiving lawsuit monies or benefits, it's more lawsuits, more prosecution, and more than likely some people need to get arrested. The activity of government slandering my intellect. I'm documented as one of the smartest people in the world. Look up the Genius Smart protection laws. Doesn't it say something there? Of who I am, who my parents are? Look at other information, accomplishments. See if I have any Nobel Peace Prizes. Or any trophies or any type of accolades of, accomplishments. Should be on a website. So, in reference to the government trying to make me have to wonder, like they're trying to play this game as if they don't know who I am, but then other people have been in court cases and got millions of dollars when they have not been through the abuses that I have been through. And look up the information of how many different titles I have. Like executive, owner, celebrity, trillionaire, other things too. And put it all on one website, in reference to the information. They'll say, oh, wouldn't that endanger you? No, they've already tried to hurt me so many times, calling me a fake. You understand that? All the bad people, all the liars, all the criminals, they know who I am. It doesn't seem like very many people know who I am that are good people. I mean, there are some, obviously, but not the people slandering my character, the people defamating my character, people trying to murder me, people trying to steal my sperm, people damaging my face and teeth. Where's the money? The lawsuit monies. And then these government people have covered up the attempts of these people murdering me several fucking times. It's just fucking stupid. Government people trying to murder me. Government people cock-blocking me from having girlfriends or a girlfriend. Or even hanging out with celebrity friends that want to hang out with me. It's got to be court cases about everything. And it is harm's way in reference to the government blocking me from my money. Because then I've had to go to jobs, and the government's tried to murder me on jobs. The government's tried to murder me as if they were trying to claim they didn't know who I am. So the government needs, the Treasury needs to ask who these people are that say they don't know who I am that are in government.